Hello world of YouTube, we're back again with another video. Angel here, by the way. People who know me know that I'm really creative, and I got these boxes of crayons right here. They're Crayola and they are 120 crayons. Well, I bought 3 of them. So what are you gonna do with 3 boxes of 120 Crayola crayons? Well, I figured I will do one of my crayon paintings. Now what a crayon painting is you just kind of hot glue it onto a blank canvas, which I have right here. It still has the plastic covering on it. There's going to be some supplies that you will need. First of all, you will need a blank canvas like this, your size, your choice. I find that canvas works a lot better than like regular paper, because regular paper tends to burn. Canvas does not, and it's really durable. So yeah, you will need some crayons as well. I got, like I said, 3 boxes of 120 crayons. Then you'll need a hot glue gun to glue the crayons. I also have some spare hot glue sticks that I just spilled everywhere. You will also need a heat source. Now you can use a hairdryer. I am using a heating gun. I also make candles, which is another video, but I will be using a heating gun. First thing you want to do is kind of think about a design that you want. I take a lot of time into my design, so I already have a design, and it's this right here. I left the plastic covering on the canvas because I moved the crayons around a lot, and I'd rather ruin the plastic covering than have crayon marks all over the canvas. So it's also really important when you are taking off the crayons to kind of place them in a spot where you know they're not going to get messed up or anything, and they're still going to hold the design. Or take a picture of it just in case, so you know what your design is. Or if you're feeling adventurous, go ahead and just start gluing the design onto it. Your choice. So then I'm going to take half of the plastic covering off so I can start gluing down the crayons. So that's good. So you see that half is off, and it's a nice blank white canvas, which is what we want, because I feel like the colors kind of pop a little bit more when they're on a blank canvas. And another thing that you want to do when you are gluing down your crayons is you want to make sure that the Crayola symbol right here is facing up. It just makes it look a little more neater, more professional, I think. So it's really important that you put it on right away because the glue tends to dry pretty fast. So I'm using the colors of the rainbow because I personally like the colors of the rainbow. You can use whatever colors you want, whatever color scheme you want. It's your project, your painting. Just do what feels right to you. Alright, so we have the first side glued down. If you see any of the little glue strings, you can just pull those, make it as neat as you possibly can. So now on to the second side. Alright, so we got them all glued on. So we're just getting rid of those strings. Just try and make them as even as possible, or if you're trying to do something like really precise. But yeah, that's what the semi-finished product looks like. So now we're gonna head over to the wall to plug in the heat gun and make these crayons bleed. Alright, so we got our heat gun plugged in, and now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have my boyfriend over here kind of hold it, and you want to hold it so the candles, or I'm sorry, the crayons that you want to melt you want to hold that in the angle so they're facing down. So like these will melt down. That's the angle you want. So I'm gonna put the heat gun on low. If you're using a hairdryer, you want to put it on low too, because we don't want to risk the paper burning or the wax melting too fast, to where you basically want to try and control where the wax melts, if that makes sense. So what you want to do is point it downward, so that way it'll go down. If you point it like directly to it, it'll just splatter everywhere. So I am doing the darkest crayons first. Because of the way the two are positioned, the light, I don't want the dark to kind of cover up the light. So we're gonna do the dark first and then the light, and hope that it turns out well. What we have found that helps is that if you have one person holding, if you're doing something like this, you have one person doing the heating gun or the blow dryer, and then you have one person kind of manipulating the canvas so it trickles down where you want it to. One helpful hint, you don't want it to be a big blob like right where it comes out. Like that's great, but you don't want it to go down too far, otherwise it'll just look like a gigantic mess. Alright, so now we're gonna move on to the top side. Now this is gonna be really, really tricky because we don't want to melt the wax that we already melted. If they mix in, like that's fine, that's what we want in the middle, but we don't want to melt it too much.
So one thing I'm gonna add, two things, sorry. One, you should probably wear a mask when you do this because it's very smoky in here, I don't know if you can tell.
Or use a hairdryer.
Well, I don't know that would help, but yeah. And second, this is a really good way to recolor your sheets and floor, so I recommend getting some sort of plastic mat. Yeah. We're gonna have issues with that.
So yeah, that's what the floor looks like, and I agree with Mr. Egg 82 over here that like maybe some like plastic covering or newspapers even. You want to protect your work surfaces, and although I've done crayon paintings before, I never really cared about the floors, but I mean, who knows, you could have carpet.
I care about the floors. I care about the environment. All the wood that we're destroying, all those trees. Makes me sad.
This is
oh
our...
God, shit.
Okay, two. Alright, so this is what our finished product looks like. I don't know if I'm gonna add like pictures right here or something, but that's basically what a wax painting is. It's just, you put crayons wherever you want them, you melt the wax, and just kind of let it fall where it may.
I see two butterflies in a mating dance on the moonlit seas of the ocean nines. I may be crazy.
But yeah, that's the one we just did. So if you do any pictures like that or just anything, upload them to the channel. I would love to see your little creations. This right here is a wax painting that I did a couple years ago. Essentially,
that deserves a like.
Thank you. Essentially, I did the same thing, except I put it upside down. I hot glued the crayons right here, and I just put the blow dryer. I used a blow dryer at the time, and I just let it fall where it may. Then I turned it upside down to make it look like it was falling up. So that's one that I did, and then the other one that I did. So yeah, just like, comment, and subscribe. And like I said, I would love to see your creations. And
if you have any better ideas on how to do this, say maybe blow dryers, for example, or using different colored crayons, other things like that, maybe a different type of board. If you have any suggestions, don't forget to comment. Just leave that in the comment section below, and we'll take those into consideration next time. For sure.
As my boyfriend over here says, if I see more likes, I will do more of this. And as always, until next time.
No.
All right. Bye, YouTube. I will see you again next time. Mwah.